Hello and welcome to the Seed Group Podcast. I'm Carla.
And I'm Norman.
And I'm Albert, and if you need any of our musical services, please call 708-351-0333.
And we would be remiss if we did not say hello to our amazing, wonderful, awesome, spectacular, illustrious producer, Marcus. Hello, producer Marcus. Hey! And we have
you were talking about me.
and we have a very special guest. You know her, you love her. She's a friend of the show. Albert, would you like to do the introductions?
Who is?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You are so wrong.
You meant her. The radio personality, Miss Terra Cook.
Yes.
Cooks.
Hi. Live in the studio.
That's her right there. Yep.
Not via the Zoom.
I'm going to introduce y'all like Vanna White. Over here we have Norman. Right here we have Carla.
Yeah.
Right here we have Albert. And over there we have Marcus.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yay! You can tell all of her radio personality skills came into play.
Yeah. But tonight we're going to talk about something totally different.
Yes, we're
She's
going to
do
do
a striptease for us in about 5 minutes.
You are in a
poll. I forgot my poll.
Oh, okay, sorry, wrong show.
He's in a mood. He always, but
She's going to talk about our beautiful
the coatless teas.
The coatless teas.
What is the coatless teas?
That's when you don't have to strip for them.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Oh.
Okay.
So you can tell we're having too much fun on here. This is why we don't let people come to the studio. Because they get involved with this and they never go back the same. See?
No, this might be the reason why some people say don't let Albert out the house.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
So, now, you do poetry in motion.
Yes.
No,
Radio
correction, I
personality.
am poetry.
You are poetry in
That's
motion.
right.
That's my
Get it
stage name.
straight.
My art-
Boom.
Yeah.
Tell your story, girl.
Boom.
Well, thank you. You're so sweet.
I can't.
I'm sorry, Norm.
I'm jealous, yes.
See, last time we was on a radio show, that's when we all just went, wow. She said, oh God.
Oh yeah, it was comedy hour.
Because Tasmanian Devil was with us.
Yes, and he fell off the chair laughing. He said, oh, we lost Taz.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh my God.
But tonight we're on a more
Yes.
serious mood. Because you do art and beautiful stuff. And that's what we're going to talk about.
Yes.
Some nice artistic. See, we got Emily in the background.
Yeah.
That's all her beautiful stuff. And then we're going to show some other stuff that'll be hers. And it's going to be really nice. We're going to do all kinds of stuff.
Well, thank you.
You want to start and tell us what we got here?
Well,
Make sure I don't give it to you upside down. Or you want to talk about
that did happen in rehearsal.
we can leave that to
Well, leave that to it. We'll throw that to us. We're not going to do that. We throw that to it. Okay, now this is what?
Actually,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
And he
Told you I
did
can't.
rehearsal. See, we rehearsed this. Okay, go ahead.
We did.
This is a piece I call Ducking Around. I took this.
I don't
as you
see no
can
ducks.
Well, you got to see here.
Those are ducks.
Yes, that's why it's called ducking around. See?
These are family of them.
Those are like termites.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, these are ducks.
Okay, if you didn't hear me say, if you didn't
They're
hear,
little fat.
If we
No,
get
it's a-
termites
it's like
that size,
termites.
we're all in trouble.
that's
Yeah,
like
right.
the end of humanity as we know it.
I know, right? Yeah. You know, it's like when you ever seen the cartoons when you see the giant mosquito and you smack it and it go, ow!
Yeah, right.
See, that is
Oh my
I like
gosh.
the one where they drinking the Tabasco sauce and the guy let the mosquito bite him.
Oh, yeah,
this is beautiful.
This is gorgeous.
Let's do that. Okay, we'll put that. Is there any money in here?
No.
Oh,
Well, this is one of my favorites.
This is the back of the Smithsonian Museum. Also, this is in Washington, D.C. And these pieces were actually featured at my first art exhibit, July 29th through September 2nd in the Miller area of Gary. But that's okay, but that's why I brought the exhibit to you guys.
See, we feel so special. We do feel special. Yes, because she's an amazing artist. Now, what got you in, before we even discuss this, what got you, because I don't think we spoke in depth about it last time.
No.
What got you into doing such amazing artistry?
Well, for one thing, this is actually pieces of my photography. A lot of people did not know until recently when I had my art exhibit that I'm into photography, and it was like, wait, you're a photographer too? And I said, yeah. So it was actually amazing that.
Hold that thought.
Hope that's about cuz. Yes. Yes, Seedlings, if you've been following us as
You know
our
what's
Seedlings,
going on now.
you know what's happening. His phone is going off because it was not turned off.
All it was turned off. That's where the problem's at.
It was turned off.
It's a new phone.
Oh, he's still working it out. That's what that is.
But the old phone did the same thing.
It's
You know,
more.
birds of a feather chicken. So if this one acts like the last one, it'll be in the garbage with the first one.
Oh,
Maybe we just need to give you a class on your phone.
oh.
Marcus,
I'll tell you,
he needs the class on his phone.
The government has been thrown
It
down.
tells you what to do on it. It's just that it doesn't tell you in one place.
Oh,
You gotta search around and find it and then go here and it's hidden under there, and then around the block with there.
well, you know what I call smartphones?
I can't.
Dumb phones. Dumb phones.
But my smartphone is
'Cause they're not smart.
amazing. But my smartphone is amazing. It loves me
We
already
don't want to hear
bad.
it because you got a good phone.
I think it really
Wait,
good.
wait, it's over to Norman so he can.
Yeah, and continue
have another one
discussing, continue before we show the other painting, as we're getting ready to show it, discussing, a lot of people didn't know, this is where we left off, a lot of people did not know that you did photography.
Yes, and like I said, it was an amazing opportunity that pretty much fell into my lap. It pretty much fell into my lap for me to have my first art exhibit, and it was absolutely wonderful that I actually sold half of my exhibit. And that was on the first day.
And I have to tell you, our Seedlings, this looks, it's spectacular. I'm looking at the monitor. It's spectacular as this looks on the monitor. It is even better.
Yeah.
It is even better in person.
That's my battle white over
There you go.
Thank you.
And they're for sale. Yes.
Beautiful white, John.
Yes. Vanna.
And may we have the next letter, please?
Next letter.
Do-do-do-do.
Beautiful. Who is this?
Yes, go. Get sound effects.
There you go.
We don't do that for everybody.
Oh, cool. This is Bourbon Street, or near Bourbon Street in Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky.
That is
they call it
beautiful.
Bourbon Road.
Is that what Jack
Wow.
Daniels did?
Yes.
Yeah, I like
Actually,
that.
they're known for that, so there's a reason why it's called Bourbon Road.
Oh.
But this is near there, and I was actually in Kentucky working with a paralyzed veteran who's she's a para-athlete and archer. Matter of fact, I think she'd be great for you guys.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
She is an archer. And you want to know what's amazing? She pulls the bow and arrow with her teeth.
No.
Oh.
Not like me. I play my guitar with my teeth. So.
You know, you got in trouble with your wife about that before.
Oh, yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna hear the story. After this, we're gonna hear the story. I wanna hear the story.
I got a quick question. Can I buy that?
Yes. All of these are for
okay.
sale.
We'll put the information
We'll put the information
I'll take
down.
it.
Now, what I wanna know is, what inspiration strikes you when you go, oh, I have to take this picture?
That's beautiful.
And I was actually taking a walk when I was in Louisville, Kentucky, and it was the clouds that caught my. I am a very big cloud watcher, has been since I was a child.
I love clouds.
And the clouds caught my attention at first, and then I noticed that building that was there, and it was like inside of a big park, and it just kind of seemed out of place, and it reminded me.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
He's doing a slideshow.
And she's doing her documentary about it.
Personally, I want to know what
Okay.
the bourbon had to do with it. That's the interesting part.
Why is it
Well,
called Bourbon
because
Street?
it's called Bourbon Street in Kentucky because that area is actually known for the whiskey and stuff that they sell out there.
Like, New Orleans, just
Yeah.
bourbon.
Yeah.
Because as a matter of fact, I was in walking distance of 4th Avenue. Actually, we stayed at the hotel that was like pretty much across the street from it.
Wow.
And they have this giant, and I do need giant guitar. It's on 4th Avenue. And it was just amazing. So, I mean, it's definitely a great place to go visit, but it's a walking distance.
What else?
Oh, that is cool. You're doing a beautiful job.
This is beautiful.
Now and I know there's a story behind this. Can you let our seedlings know about the story?
Yes.
You are so wrong. You are so wrong. You are so wrong.
This piece is entitled Reflections, and I think you can kind of see
so
why.
beautiful.
Because some people was asking me, like, they were looking at it, it's like, how did she get the trees in the water like that? It's like, is it upside down? No, it's not upside down.
I thought it was.
But the story behind this is actually a second edition of piece, because the original piece, and I call it a second edition because there was a piece that was printed before this, and that was bought already. And because it was such a popular piece, I had to reprint it. And if you're wondering, all the pieces are on campus and ready to hang. They have pieces on them for you to just
Here we go.
hang it on the wall.
Oh, we get a 2 for it's done it twice. It has done it twice. The phone has gone off twice. We owe you another interview. The phone.
Well, we just call it consider it background music.
I like the roll
jingle.
Roll punches. I like that. Okay, here we go.
Hitting the button says "Do not disturb" and it's still disturbing.
Yeah, and it's like we're not listening.
We're not disturbing it.
Button on the side, it usually silences it.
Yeah,
I do that.
and it's still no really.
Well, you have a very stubborn phone, then.
His phones truly have minds of their own.
Yeah.
They really do. And just when he thinks he's got it down, it's like, oh yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay, well, we should take what page team.
Okay. So the story behind.
Oh, let's hold it right
Yeah,
there. We were interrupted by the phone. That's right.
So this piece, I call it Reflections, but it's a photo of Lake Etta in Gary, Indiana. And the story behind this piece, which I really did not know until someone bought it. And there's an author by the name of Kaisha Shapadi.
Okay.
Her and her husband has been married 53 years now.
Oh, beautiful.
And
That's beautiful.
yeah, I will definitely show you that you guys said so. I'll behave. So, she was at my art exhibit, and actually she bought, the majority of my pieces were sold, she bought.
Oh, wow.
And she bought several of them. And she decided to buy this one. This was the first one that she zoned in on, and she said, I love this. And she said, you know what? This was the first date that my husband and I went on. Our first date was at Lake Etta. So she bought it as sort of a surprise to her husband, but a commemoration of their first date 53 years ago.
Oh, that is so beautiful, and it still looks glorious.
Yes, it does. There's actually more photos of Lake Etta, but that's the one I chose to put out there. And I do have, and this last piece, there is a lot more than this. There's a lot more that I'm actually about to put out some more stuff. This one is a photo of City Hall.
Let's put it up so we can see.
This is Gary City Hall.
Oh, Lord.
And it's actually taken, people were like, even people in Gary's like, where did you take it from? I said, I took it from the train station.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, wow.
But I took this photo because to me, when I took that, I wanted people to see Gary in a different light.
Yeah, I saw it in a different light from the inside. I don't like that place. I was younger than that. A lot younger
That was a bad story for him, so don't get the wrong idea.
That's the story I want to know about.
But this piece is actually going to be presented to the mayor and the city of Gary.
Wonderful.
So I'm expecting this piece to actually be put up in City Hall.
Oh, wonderful. It is beautiful.
Because they actually don't have any pictures of Gary up.
Are you serious?
Not that I know of.
I'm shocked.
No, so
I'm very shocked. Speak up.
He's over there hiding, but that look on his face.
Yeah.
Is that smirk?
Yeah. So it's
You are so wrong. You are so wrong. Oh my gosh.
but he has a beautiful Vanna smile.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vanna. So it's Yeah, and I recently sold a piece called, it's a picture of chrysanthemums. They're all pink.
Beautiful.
And I just titled them Mums. So someone in Cherryville, Indiana, she saw it. She's like, save this one for me. I want it. It's mine. It's got my name on it.
Oh my God.
She already had a place picked out for her. So it is actually about 11-14 size. So it's one of the smaller pieces. But she absolutely loved it. So I have been getting some amazing attention since I brought my photography out, and it's only been a few months.
Now,
But
who names some of your artwork? Other people name it?
Speak up so they can hear you.
I have named most of them, but there are a few that I was kind of in the box about. Yes, I have a piece. That's basically the sun shining through trees. So I was asking my sons, both of my sons, to help me name it because I had 4 that I couldn't name. And my son was like, there's a cloud floating up. It's like a single cloud with sun rays behind it and a building. He's like, I don't know, a thing I saw. I was like, and that's what I named.
I love
That's what
it.
it is. And then the other, yes. And then the other was called, he said, them's trees. I said,
Oh, you have that one here, right?
yes.
Okay.
It's actually over there. With, yes, it's under the paper. And then there's another one that's not here that's called Broccoli Garden. It's a bunch of grass, trees, and bushes. I don't know, but that's what the only thing he saw was a bunch of greens, so he said Broccoli
I love
Garden.
it. I love the
But him
title.
and his brother, there is one. And again, the author in East Chicago is another piece that she bought. And it's like, there's a zoom in piece of these flowers. And honestly, I didn't even know what kind of flowers they were. I just know I like them. But they're pink, they're dark pink and light pink. And she just loved it. So the boys named it Tickle Pink.
Oh,
I like that name.
they have great titles. They're very creative. I love that.
Yeah, the rest of my name is like, actually, it's a purple flower, a single purple flower, surrounded by grass, but it's like, it was sticking out, so it's the main focus of the photo. And actually, the first piece I sold was a 19-year-old who bought that. And I said, why did you like that? His name is Jamari. And I said, what made you decide to buy that? He said, it reminds me of a screensaver.
Okay.
So I was so honored by this, and it was like, it's just a single flower, and it looks like a violet, and I named it Lonely Beauty. It's like, so that's the one.
We're gonna have to get some of your artwork, and we're gonna have to let them know where they can buy it.
Yeah, we're definitely
very
going to,
nice.
we're going to let them know. You have such an amazing eye. That's what I love.
Especially for clouds.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to show you some more of my artwork at another time, maybe. But it's like I've been doing photography for years, but I've never considered myself a professional
You
photographer.
are a professional photographer.
Well, thank you, and I'm so glad I can put that on my resume now. So, but it's like at the art exhibit, people's like, do you? Because I actually had my second art exhibit at the I was featured at the Pre-Funk Art Experience at the Gary Pre-Funk Art Experience. Because Albert was supposed to be there, and it was actually the Gary International Black Film Festival. Had a Pre-Funk Art Experience, and I had an exhibit there. I was one of the featured artists, and actually, when I saw my name, I was like, the program book was awesome. It's like, oh, they got me in here 2 places? Like, what's that? So I actually had an art exhibit, but I was also a performing artist that day too. So
she does wear many hats.
Yeah, she's planning to do the words to 2KP. She's gonna do
Nice.
Yes, I just
A collab.
Yes, I called Albert up and I said, you know what, I'd like to put some words in the hips. Like, wonderful.
That's
perfect. So that's like, okay, pretty cool. You know, Greg has been bugging me about. So when you gonna do it, Tara? I'm like,
There you go.
That's great. Like, okay, yeah, that is.
Go now.
Yes. And if you have not listened to or purchased Albert's music, you do not know what you're missing. And 2 of his songs are also on our channel. Look them up, including the instrumental 2KP.
Yes.
And when you get a chance to listen to Gregory Eccles too.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, Gregory Eccles and I, we have been doing a lot of collaborations. He's done Gregory Eccles and Ricky Hawkins. Ricky Hawkins, they did
Also on our channel.
Yes,
Thank
Joe Dunmore Music, Gregory Eccles, and Ricky Hawkins
Yes.
have done the music. They did the music for for my entire city. So my album that's going to be coming out, I plan for it to be out before the end of the year.
Awesome.
It's out.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
all of them, they did the music. Those three did the music.
Oh,
This one.
and if you have not heard Terra's Your Addiction, which is also on our channel, you are missing out. It is it's a song.
It's
It's
your
a-
joy.
There's a
Get the
new
mojo
version of it
going.
that's going to be on the CD.
Ooh,
And Whitney Hawkins did the music for it.
Hey, is that credit?
No.
What is going on?
It'll just make you feel like it is.
Oh, okay.
That's why he's
Okay.
still married, right?
Yeah, this is true.
So-
This is true. This is, Barry White, the late great Barry White would be proud.
What'd you say, Norman?
It's great. What are you?
No,
Do y'all need to sit next to each other?
Barry White, he always does his Barry White voice.
Oh, do your Barry White voice. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Do it. Come on.
I do it, but I had to charge it.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna save that for.
We're gonna save that for Valentine's Day. He'll do his Barry White, baby.
Yeah. But I appreciate you guys having me on your show, first of all.
Oh, we
I
appreciate you.
you having me back and putting your addictions out there. But like I said, there is a new version of it. Well, actually, it's the same. Well, the lyrics haven't changed, but the music has changed.
Okay.
Because I do not own the music to the other. Because before the one that you all heard was featuring Urban Hampton
Yes.
by Maxwell.
Yep.
Right.
But Ricky Hawkins did the music for the one that's going to be on the album.
And let me tell you, the words are amazing.
You know, Sam Chapman got hold to it. Sam Chapman in Chicago.
Oh.
He got a hold
Something
to
about
it.
Barry White voice?
Yes.
You are so wrong.
So Sam Chapman got a hold to it, and he said, I love it, I love it, I love it. He said, I'm not even sure how I got it. I said, Big Papa gave it to you more than likely. He said, well, it's mine now. So what's up, Sam? Hey.
Oh my gosh.
But, you know what? I almost forgot.
Okay.
What you got here?
I definitely see Albert. Well, I did bring some candy for you guys.
Yes.
Albert.
Yes.
I didn't see any.
No, you can. No, you. Because he's hiding it. He's hoarding it.
Oh,
That's
that's
funny.
what you got.
Albert is, you guys, my father, Joe Cato.
Oh yeah, joking. Yeah.
We've talked about Albert, and as a matter of fact,
You
my
didn't find a
family.
whole picture.
This is actually him performing with the Turnarounds. Remember I told you
Yeah.
the first group he was with was called the Turnarounds in the 60s, and it was 4 original members: Richard, Joe, Terry, and Jimmy. Now you're only going to see 3 of them here, but actually there they are. Here's all 4 of them.
Oh, cool.
And that's my dad on the end in the white shirt.
Aww.
And he looks, my brother Tony looks like the spitting image of my father.
Let me see. Yeah, he looks like a young Joe.
Yeah,
No, that's not Elvis.
Well, my dad was younger. He was a teenager, really. This was in the 60s. This was in the 60s. But that was them performing. Yes, that was a band. They were in Charlotte, North Carolina. They were performing in Charlotte in 1965.
Oh, wow.
1964 or 65. So, as you can see, my father's on the end dancing, but here, he's in the middle singing.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's like, I was like, and then, there's pictures of him dancing. I'm like, okay, my dad was getting it in. So,
You had to have those moves back then.
I know, right? So yeah, most definitely. So my father does not have copies of these. Actually, I am putting together a portfolio for him, and I'm going to surprise you with this. So yeah, Joe Cato, and if you look him up, as you can see,
Wasn't he
there's some of the
with
dances
the
there.
ink spots on?
Yes, he was also
Bob
with the ink
Murphy told me
spots.
about that.
Oh, cool.
Yes. As a matter of fact, the story behind the ink spots is actually, my father was actually a fill-in member, like
Right.
big band, bands, certain groups or something. Whenever they had somebody who couldn't make it to a performance, they had somebody step in for them. Well, my father was that person for the ink spots.
Okay.
So, and he performed with them a number of times. So Lefty Bates was one of the original members of the Ink Spots. Lefty and my father were very close friends. As a matter of fact, he and his wife did not have any family when they got up in age. So when they took sick, my mom actually took care of them. And Lefty and my father were still performing. Lefty still played his guitar, and he was called Lefty Bates because he played left hand.
Yeah, left hand.
And
Fantastic. Dude.
yes, and him and my father got together, and because Lefty was the last original surviving member of the Ink Spots, him and my father formed the International Ink Spots.
That's how they came.
Unfortunately, Lefty passed away, so that left my father with everything. So so my dad still has, the International Ink Spots. My father is 83 years old, still singing.
83 years young.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, he has a blues single out right now.
Oh, nice.
Produced by Dunmore Music, and it's called "Searching for Love."
Right.
So, and it was like, and my father, I said, "Dad, did you know that Mr. Dunmore released your music?" He said, "What music?" And I said, "Well, it's great." He said, "Tell your dad I got a check for him. His music is selling." He's like, "What?" So
It's always good. If you don't use it, make sure it sells.
yeah, but the thing about it, my father said he was just joking around in the studio when he did that. He had no intentions of putting it out.
Oh, no,
there.
not when it comes to Dunmore.
No, see, you familiar with Dunmore? Yep.
That's right.
And he's the one who got me into the studio. Him and my father teamed up against me too. They've been bugging me about singing, so I'm like, so y'all just gonna gang up on me like this, right? So, and Mr. Dunmore was like, well, you might be the best artist, the best one in the studio. I'm like, I seriously doubt that.
No, you
That's
never know.
You might be the most persistent. You might not be the best, you might be the most persistent.
Well,
There's a difference. Some people
I
are
love
good,
Joe.
but they don't want to do anything.
That is true.
Joe and Priscilla Dunmore, I love them. But Dunmore Music has been around for more than 45 years.
Yes.
And the fact that that there's a relationship between them and the Isley brothers too.
Yep.
The cousins.
Yes, that definitely means something because one of his artists, gospel and R&B artist, Deborah Ross, they have a tune out. Well, she has a tune out called "The Way." But that is actually, the original was by Chris Jasper. But Chris Jasper is actually featuring on her song, "The Way." And this was newly released earlier this year. And I'm at Deborah can love.
Oh, I know.
She
Yes.
knows a person. So.
Really?
So-
Small world. So yes, she's a wonderful person. She and I have performed together a couple of times.
Awesome.
So yeah, you hit at the war. I'm glad.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, she is. I mean, this has been an amazing journey for me because even though I grew up with music in my blood, I was in the studio many days with my father when he was playing. I actually cannot read music. Do you?
Just check.
He was checking his veins. So it's like, wait.
Good.
Yeah, it's
That's a
going.
rhythm.
That it's a little bit off beat, but it's still. But it's I had no intentions of getting into the music business. This was basically something.
Oh, you can take those with you.
Right.
No, I'll share.
Snitch.
I'll be
I'm
nice and
sorry,
share.
we don't want snitches to get stitches.
Hopefully, I know Albert has agreed to be a part of my documentary.
Ooh.
And my dad is going to be part of it as well.
Awesome.
Thank you. So I appreciate Albert doing that. So it would be cool. I'm going to try to get my. I was actually, before I came here, I was actually thinking that because my dad's got some health issues, but he still got his love for music, his ear for music,
wonderful.
and he thrives on that.
I can imagine, yeah.
He thrives on that. It's unfortunately, we lost my mom recently, a couple months ago, but I know that music, being involved with stuff like that is what's going to help keep him going.
I can believe it, yeah.
And and I know I'm gonna have to go and get him and say, okay, Dad, we need to do this podcast. It's really going to be about him.
This is gonna be
there to
fun.
help him out. So.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, so if I have to go get him and bring him, then so be it. So, but it was, and I was so honored to have the opportunity to perform on the same stage with my father a few years ago, and he was the one that was nervous about it. He was like, you don't feel funny about me performing? I'm like, no. I was like, Dad, I made my name on my own merit before I even told people I was your daughter.
There you go.
For years, I never told people who my father was.
There you go.
So I built my artist name, Poetry in Motion, on my own 2 feet, my own 2 hands, my own voice. And then later it was like, oh, well, you know, he happens to be my dad. So he was more nervous about that than me. I was proud of it. And you know, so for me, I thought it was pretty cool. And you know, my younger sister, India, who has a 7-octave voice. She, no, she's sorry, but she can beat India Ari. I love India Ari, but she's got to be hands down. I mean, anybody, she could do Toni Braxton, Anita Baker, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey.
There you go.
She could even give Shantae Moore some competition.
Okay.
She can shatter glass with her voice too.
Oh, Lord.
So,
But can she shatter a styrofoam cup? I'm kidding.
If she can do that, that's amazing. So, what was that?
So I can share the glass with my voice too.
You can?
He said he can shatter a glass with his voice too, because I talk loud.
Yeah, I get there and I start singing, and people that are holding glasses, they trouble. What was that?
You were so wrong. You were
He
so
says he
wrong.
dropped the glass, so that's how that happens.
There you go.
That works. He did say he could do it.
But it's been an amazing journey for me this year. You know, it's been a lot of ups and downs, but at the same time, I cannot complain about where my journey is taking because I am a multitasker, as many people have found out. But I recently actually, even though I needed something to refocus my mind after losing my mom in September. So I've been sitting there listening to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do this because I should have did it a long time ago. But I started my own nonprofit organization called P&M Artistic Innovations. And it's actually, as of tomorrow, we will have successfully completed our first mission as an organization. Thank you. So it's I've actually teamed up with the Gary International Film Festival, Black Film Festival, to honor some veterans for the recent Veterans Day.
You being involved in this?
Yes, she's on the committee of the film festival.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they sponsored movie tickets for the
that's
veterans.
wonderful.
So and they had a little trouble getting T-shirts that they wanted to get to the veterans. So I spoke to, as a matter of fact, somebody who's going to be on your show soon. I'm not going to say his name just yet, but he's the founder of Men of Valor. He was on my radio show recently, and when I was talking about this, he said, "I'll do it." So he stepped up and provided the funds to sponsor the T-shirts for the veterans. So that's covered. And then I was able to, my organization was able to secure some free food from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A out of Maryville, so
Chick-fil-A is wonderful,
that. And I'm expecting Walgreens from Griffith, Indiana, to actually pitch in too to help out. So it's
So everybody's helping. That's good.
yeah. So you know,
We'll
it's
help if we can.
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And you know what that means? That means we have to have you on again to talk more about your organization.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
Very much appreciate that. So it's but just to give you a brief idea of what it's about. It's actually about helping the community, you know, continue to build the community, but working with the veterans and working with our youth. And it's most primarily doing it through the arts, but that's not exclusive. So that's what it's really all about. So, and you know, so I've got so many ideas that's been running around in my head. It's like I gotta get it out there. Gotta do that.
Run it all over.
It has been so awesome to have you here. See, we know what's going on. So, but the Seedlings. Thank you all. It's a very personal move. The Seedlings, thank you all for joining us.
She means you.
And
Don't forget, she means you.
And remember, all of you, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is love because we're trying to boost our subscribers so we can do more wonderful and great things to bring to you and show you.
Yes.
So thank you to the wonderful, the great, the always amazing Miss Terra Cooks.
Well, thank you. Oh, I didn't give you information.
Yep, no, we're gonna put it all down in the little thing or whatever. You know what we do, people.
Okay.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool. Appreciate that.
So, thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, so we have
Yes.
Norman, Carla, Albert, and da-da-da. Yes.
Terra Cooks. Talk about hamburger.
Yes, and I'm sorry if I may, a shameless plug.
Shameless
But I am
plug.
also a writer, so I am a writer, and
Yeah.
I do also professionally write for
More hats
people.
on the.
There you go. More hats to the coat rack. So thank you all for
Why you think my
joining
hands
us.
so big?
Oh, no. As we continue our conversation, off camera, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Seedlings. We love you. And as always, plant a seed and watch it grow. Bye-bye.
Thank you, peace, love, and lipstick.
Ooh.